3 a.m. in the morning. I'm sitting
That's hit to right field. Long run for Pilar. And Pilar all out into foul territory to make the play.
Bogarts with a drive out to right field. Judge is back on it, and that one's gone.
Against all odds. Here's a high fly ball driven deep to right. Verdugo back to the pen. Leaps up. He caught it. He caught the ball. He took it back.
And I will keep on waiting for a better day.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Pesky Pole Podcast, episode 51. Throwback for you guys, the Byung Hung Kim episode. If you remember the name, you are a real OG Red Sox fan. How you guys doing today? You'll be seeing this on Sunday, the Lord's Day. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. Joining me for this episode, we have a new podcast host, right? Not for this episode, not for this show, but he has his own show called the Soxtonian Podcast. Also, an Instagrammer has an Instagram Red Sox fan page called the Soxtonian. It's just Soxtonian. But joining me, Kelsey Miranda. Kelsey, what's going on, man?
Not much, man. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm happy to do it.
Man, and plus, I forgot to say, longtime Pesky Pole Podcast fan.
Yeah, also. Man. We just had the disagreement or whatever. I thought that a long time ago I was listening at episode 3 of the Pesky Pole Podcast, but it's the other Pesky Pole Podcast.
It might have been. And I'm the OG one. The other one copied.
This is the OG. Let's not talk about that other one.
Don't question it. All right. I think they stopped making episodes. I got to check, but I think they stopped making episodes in like July. But yeah, so for the
You're
fans
on top now.
Yes. For the fans who don't know about that, there was another Pesky Pole podcast that came out 1 week after I dropped my first episode. So technically I win. I earn rights. All right. Me and Ari earned rights to this. But let's talk to the fans for a second. For the YouTube, you get to see this face every single week. Make sure you hit that subscribe and notification bell so you can see me twice a week when I premiere the episodes so I can watch them with you guys on Wednesday nights and Sunday nights. Spotify and iTunes gang, I never forget about you guys. You guys get to hear these episodes twice a week, also on Wednesdays. And Sundays, make sure you hit that follow button so you can hear every single episode. We are on episode 51 and are not stopping anytime soon. Also, go follow the Soxtonian podcast. Where can they find that?
You can find it on Apple and Spotify. It's there.
And once again, that is the Soxtonian podcast. This is a brand new podcast on episode 3, correct?
Yeah, we're on episode 3. Episode 4 is coming out next week. And all you got to do is just look up Soxtonian, Soxtonian. Just Soxtonian on Apple and Spotify. It's there.
All right. And before we get into the news, I do have to ask, where did the name come from?
I was just before I started the podcast, I started my own website, and I was gonna be a blogger, but eventually I turned into podcasting too.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, how can I turn? I was gonna do mainly Red Sox, but I wanted to dabble in the Patriots, Celtics. So it was like, what can I tie my name into you're going to think of Boston or Massachusetts, New England, whenever you think about my name.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure how Sox tied into there, but the Bostonian, it's BOS is 3 letters, SOX is 3 letters. Put those 2 together, you're a Soxtonian.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought it went well.
I get that. And I've told the fans this story already, but once we figured out the name Pesky Pole Podcast, I remember I was sitting there with Ari for, I don't know, maybe 2-3 hours. We were just on the phone talking, trying to come up with a name. So I'm like, we need a catchy name. That's the biggest thing. And it was his idea to start this podcast. I never wanted to do podcasts, but he said, yeah, let's start this up. And I'm like, yeah, sure. Why not? Let's always try it. And so I had said the Pesky Pole Podcast, and it was like a light shone in the heavens, like parted ways. And it was, I looked it up, no one was using it. I'm like, yep, claiming it. It's mine. It's beautiful. But
it's an incredible name, honestly. Mm-hmm. The fact that you guys came up with that is incredible.
The fact that it just rolls off the tongue so perfectly. It's perfect. I love it.
Yeah.
Like,
It
I
can
wouldn't.
be the Pesky Pulp podcast or the Triple P podcast, you know?
Yeah, exactly. But without further ado, let's get right into the news. So, for the Red Sox, we didn't really have that big of a week this week. We had our big week last week when the big news was Adam Ottavino, Garrett Richards, and Martin Perez signing back. We had a big week that week. This week, not so much. We didn't really do anything. So for our Red Sox news, I want to talk about an article that was put out by NBC Sports that talks about our projected starting lineup come next year. Now, they got some things I agree with and some things I disagree with, and we'll get into that. But they have our leadoff guy being Kike Hernandez playing second base. Now, I didn't watch Kike Hernandez too much when he was with the Dodgers. I don't know what his speed is like. I don't know anything like that. But I don't know about him as a leadoff hitter. I don't really know that much about him. I mean, he does have a lifetime .313 on-base percentage, but only 12 steals. He's not a speed guy. What do you think about that? Because I don't know.
When you look at the rest of our lineup, who was Verdugo was the leadoff guy last year?
At the end, who was the leadoff guy at the start?
I'm not sure.
Benintendi.
Yeah.
And
It didn't last too long.
Nah. That lasted a good 3 weeks, and they said, nah.
But, I like Kike at the leadoff position. I think the reason why he probably only has 12 steals is the steals aren't entirely up to him. It's whether the coach tells him to steal or not, and whether he plays a lot of games. He does have that .316 on base percentage. I watched him in the World Series last year. That was about as much as I've seen of him.
Mm-hmm.
And I really like a guy that can get a home run off the first at bat of the game, or I believe that he's you don't know what you're going to see from him at the plate, and he can get a single. He just manages to get on base.
Mm-hmm.
And when he hit that home run in the World Series, he was a pinch hitter. So when he gets put in that position where he has to do something, I don't think he has a problem with doing that. And I think the first spot in the batting order for him really fits him.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Yeah, I can agree with what you're saying. But when you think about Red Sox leadoff hitters, right, you think of guys that can just take a base whenever they so please. And that's something I've missed from this team for the past, I'd say, 4 years. We really haven't had that guy that can be the leadoff guy and just take a base whenever he wants. I'm talking about a little bit of Johnny Damon, mostly Jacoby Ellsbury, Coco Crisp, that kind of style. I love that kind of style player. Just player that's why I wanted the Red Sox to go get Billy Hamilton this offseason. I'm not going to lie. I wanted Billy Hamilton so bad. We need speed so bad.
I definitely remember Jacoby Ellsbury at the leadoff position, and you really want a guy that's going to be disciplined at the plate, really going to have a nice eye.
Yep.
Ideally, you either want a home run. I don't want to say that you want a walk at the first at bat of the game, but what's better than a walk to get your second guy going? I mean, he's the guy's already on base.
Yep.
You want a guy that's disciplined.
Mm-hmm. Now, the 2 through 5 hitters aren't really up for debate. It is kind of easy. Verdugo second, JD third, Xander fourth, Devers fifth. Guys, that no question.
I might have a question.
What are we questioning?
Are you really thinking Devers is a fifth hitter?
Yeah, I mean,
I'd like to see him at second, but at the same time, I think you could flip-flop Alex Verdugo and Rafael Devers.
I was just thinking the same thing. That's probably what's going to happen, depending on who's going to be more of a contact, who's going to be more of a power guy. Like if Verdugo comes out and hits, 5 homers in the span of 12 games right off the bat, then he's going to be put as the 5 guy, and we'll move Devers depending on his average up to the 2. Those two can be intertwined. The 3 and 4, JD and Xander, those are.
I don't have any problem with that.
Basically, as long as JD has a better year than he did last year.
Yeah.
Right,
He totally will. You can throw 2020 out the window for him.
I hope so. Number 6 is Christian Vasquez, which I don't really have a problem with. I mean, this article says in his final 28 games, he hit .318 with 14 walks. If he can just be a good contact guy, I don't even need him to be a power guy. I know he is, but I don't really need him to be honest with you. If he can come out here and he can just average, 295 or 300 or 310 as a 6 guy, I'm more than happy with that.
Oh yeah, be beautiful.
This is where I start to have a problem. It's number 7. They have Andrew Benintendi as our number 7 hitter.
What were they thinking? I mean, if you're gonna make an article, why would you put a guy that's on the trade block at number 7?
Rumors came out. That guy? Rumors came out last week that the Red Sox had a meeting with Andrew Benintendi and they started to take him off the trade block, which I don't like. I think
he was in basketball shape, right?
Yeah. I think they need him to be. I think he needs to be in a different home if he's going to thrive. If you go back and listen to episode 49, I talked with Adam a ton about it. About you want to sell Andrew Benintendi for his potential of what he can do next year, because I don't think he can reach that potential. You can sell teams that he's going to hit 280 next year, right? That's realistic. You can tell teams, oh, he's going to be a 280 hitter. That's great. Realistically, I see him not getting over 220 for next year. I don't see him as over a 220 hitter. So instead of doing my strategy saying, oh, he could be a 280 hitter, give us a good prospect, after the season you'll be like, oh, well, he was 220. I mean, give me this prospect instead that's lesser value. I feel like his value right now is higher than it would be at the end of the season if you were not to trade him.
You think his value would decrease throughout this next season?
Yes. Easily, even after coming out off a 103 season, because like I said, you could sell teams on potential. Some team like the Tigers would easily take a chance on that. The Pirates would easily take a chance on that and give up a pitching prospect. Yeah, and he can maybe thrive, but I don't see it happening.
I totally believe in Andrew Benintendi. I mean, I am totally off of the trade Benintendi block for this offseason because I think Heim's a very smart guy. What I think actually happened, Andrew Benintendi had a horrible. I mean, you can't really put a word on what he did last year.
So bad he had to fake an injury for the final 15 games.
He Steph Curry'd it. Yeah. Steph Curry'd it.
Wow. Okay, we went there.
Steph's a little better than Benintendi, though.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Heim is playing mind games with Andrew Benintendi. I think possibly what could have happened is Andrew Benintendi wouldn't be intriguing to other teams. So he put news out that Andrew Benintendi, he was shopping Andrew Benintendi in order for him to get up off his ass and like really get into it and put his back against the wall and get him back into 2017, 2018 Andrew Benintendi.
Yeah. I really hope he can get back there. But for number 8, and this one I can agree with, but I'd rather have him at 7, Bobby Dahlbeck at 1st, and then 9th be Hunter Renfroe and right. Honestly, with those 3, I would just put Benintendi 9 and then go Dahlbeck, Renfroe, Benintendi. But at the bottom of the order, you don't really need, it's up for debate.
I'd totally put Benintendi at 9 too. I totally agree with that because he's like the 9 position is known as like the leadoff before the leadoff after the first inning, and he was a leadoff hitter before, so he'd fit great at 9.
I really hope so. Like, I don't know. It's weird, but we didn't say a name in those 9. And it's somebody who you never think would come off the bench, but Michael Chavis. The question is, can you successfully have a roster with Kike Hernandez, Andrew Benintendi, and Michael Chavis on it? Because Kike Hernandez and Michael Chavis both have the potential to play second base and left field. Andrew Benintendi obviously can't play second base, but do you really take a risk on Benintendi if that means putting Chavis on the bench? I don't see it.
Who do you think's a better player right now, Chavis or Benintendi?
That's not even a question.
Chavis really isn't a – would you say he's I don't know what the word is. He's proved himself in the majors. He's a major
He's-
league ball player.
He's consistent. That's what I'll take. I'll take his consistency over a Andrew Benintendi risk any day. I don't mind Andrew Benintendi being a bench guy and coming in and play every 1 out of 4 games. I'm completely fine with that. But I don't like Benintendi right now as an everyday starter. I say you give him like every 3 games, let Hernandez have a rest day, Chavis play second. You let Chavis have a rest day, Benintendi play left. And you let him play once every 3 games to let him try and get that stock back up and get his average back up. But right now, I don't see him as an everyday starter.
Have they talked about Chavis playing first base?
No, that's Dahlbeck's spot now. Dahlbeck's really came out and proven that
He's the guy.
he's the dude. I can see them still throwing Chavis at first and benching Dahlbeck, which is very stupid. But yeah, and
For some reason, I think the Chavis situation is very it's a very difficult spot for them because they signed Kiki Hernandez and they have the Benintendi situation. But I think, in my mind at least, Benintendi takes a spot ahead of Chavis. So I think
really,
yes. What's Chavis's natural position?
he's played second.
Okay.
He played left field last year. For some, I tuned into a Red Sox game last year and I saw Michael Chavis playing left field. I'm like, Renicky, what the hell?
He didn't look natural there for sure.
But from reports, he's learned more about left field and has gotten better at it.
Okay.
I don't know how well we want to trust those reports, but those are the reports that came out.
But my thoughts on Chavis are, I think they're trying to fit him in. He doesn't have like a utility guy like Brock Holt or somebody. They have one position, but they can fit in at any other places. But I don't see one position that Chavis is going to go to first. So I don't think they have their mind made on Chavis. I think you could put him in left field, center, right, second base, third, or first. I think it's a very difficult spot for him, and he's really competing to put his position out there. Like, I'm a left fielder, I'm a second baseman, because I think he could fit all over the diamond right now.
Yeah, honestly, but I really just see them having, and I apologize if you can hear random people yelling in the background. That's just college for you. That's how it's going to be for the next 4 months, and it's something. But I'm from Tennessee. I go to college in Franklin, Mass. Right? It's not like commuting is an option. But yeah, right now I honestly see right field as being Renfroe's spot. He needs to be all right. You remember this man. I don't know how well you could see it with the glare. That man is a beautiful man. His name is Kevin Pillar, and I have him on my desk right there. This beautiful man. I have a Kevin Pillar sweatshirt somewhere around here. I don't remember where I put it, but Kevin Pillar, I wish he was back. Hunter Renfroe.
I'm gonna miss him looking like an ancient Greek god out there in right field. I mean, I love
Beautiful
him in a Red
man.
Sox uniform.
That was the best 3 months of Red Sox baseball.
He was exciting, man. I wish they would have re-signed him.
Were you? I don't know if you're a fan. Episode 5, right? We had this episode where we were ranking the top 20 outfielders in the league. And Ari, for God knows why, put Kevin Pillar at 13. Kevin Pillar was a backup at the time because our top 3 was Verdugo, JBJ, and Benny. Right? He wasn't even a starter. And he's like, yep, he's the 13th best outfielder in the league. I'm like, are you kidding me right now?
Wow, he was one step ahead. Looks like he's got a GM mind. They signed Kevin Pillar before the pandemic?
Yes.
Okay.
And I liked the signing. I thought it was good depth, mostly to train Andrew Benintendi. Obviously, that turned out very, very well.
I loved it. As soon as I saw him in a Red Sox uniform, I was like, yep, that's it. It was like, it's like he's Johnny Damon's grandson or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I have. I'm gonna cherish. I think I lost that. I have no idea where did I put that sweatshirt. Mad. I need to wear that sweatshirt more.
Is it a Pillar sweatshirt?
Yes, it's literally it's a Red Sox sweatshirt, and on the back, going down straight to the back, just says number 5, Kevin Pillar.
Whoa!
Beautiful.
With the AH.
No, sadly, no. I wish. What are you gonna
Take
do?
it to a tailor shop. You'll get it done.
Yeah, just for the memes. All
Got
right, but let's go on to our next thing. So this is some old news, obviously, but I wanted to get your opinions on it, and I wanted the viewers to get their opinions on it. Dustin Pedroia, tell the people. They already know my opinions about the whole thing and how sad I am, but
You know, growing up playing baseball as a diehard Red Sox fan, I was short growing up, and he proved that height doesn't matter. Like a lot, not a lot of guys do, and it was I wore 15 when I was 12 years old for Dustin Pedroia. I was actually playing shortstop and second base, and the way that he would just be so ready at second base, and he'd lift up both of his feet and get to the ball.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to be like that guy, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And growing up, you just wanted to be like Dustin Pedroia because he was just the man. He was
Yes.
a badass.
Exactly. Do you remember his rookie number?
Oh man, I saw that the other day. It was it 64?
68.
Oh, I knew it was in the 60s.
Which is the weirdest thing. I don't know why he wasn't 15, but I'll make sure.
They do that for the rookies, you know.
Yeah, I'll make sure. And Robert Stock, but we don't talk about Robs. You know how much we hate Robert Stock on this.
No, I've heard. Don't worry.
Robert Stock, he finds his way into every episode somehow. But
on Petey, I absolutely loved watching him in the dugout, trying to do anything he could to help out in that 2018-2019 season. Just you could see the heart and how bad he wanted to be on the field when he was with Devers. Like, look at my back grip. He was teaching him anything he could from inside the dugout, and I really hope that he said he's got to take the time with his kids, which I completely understand. Go do that.
Yeah.
But I really hope he's back with the Red Sox organization in around some years, you know.
I really hope so, even if it's just an infield coach, you know. We brought in Veritek to be a catcher's coach. He'd be perfect as just an infielder coach.
Anything. Just show his face.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Just give him something small to do. Make sure he's still getting paid. Obviously, he has enough money to last a lifetime.
He lets the people know that.
Yes. Give him a small deal. Just let him come, you know, twice a week. Mentor the young bucks in the infield and just call it a day. You know, they can learn so much from that guy.
So much, and you know he's dying to teach.
Man, he loves it. He just it's radiant with him how much he loves the game.
Just lives and breathes baseball.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, it was really sad because I was thinking about it right before I hit the record button for episode 50. I'm like, you know, we really all sat here and watched Dustin Pedroia's last game without knowing it was his last game. That's sad.
I heard that, and I almost shed a tear when I.
That's sad to think about. And like I said, it's not as sad as Poppy's last game, but that made a grown man cry right there.
Poppy's last game was so much different than PD's because you knew that was the set date that it was going to happen.
No,
you never knew when PD was going to retire.
I'm still mad because they lost that series. I think they're against the Indians, 3-1. They lost that series, and of course it had to be in Fenway.
Mm-hmm.
And just watching him walk up to the mound where he had just so many, you know, was able to raise the trophy on that mound, the whole Boston Marathon thing, which I cannot repeat on this episode because we keep it clean around here. The whole everything he's done for the Red Sox. And even after, remember when he went back home and got shot, or did he get shot or did he get stabbed? I can't remember.
He got shot.
Yeah, he got shot, and it was still like, I'm coming back up to Boston and I'm doing all this stuff for the Red Sox. Like a month later, I'm like, this man.
Yeah, we wanted him to throw out the first pitch like 2 weeks later. Get the crowd into it, you know?
Man, I just wanted I wanted a David Wright moment for Dustin Pedroia.
Me too. I totally wanted to see him back on the field just one last time. Let's celebrate for him.
I don't care if there was nobody in the stands. We needed that one last moment.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted. But
again, on David Ortiz, Big Papi getting shot. That was like, when I saw that news, I was like, David Ortiz is a superhero. What do you mean? What's a bullet going to do to him? Like, when somebody gets shot, you're like, oh my God, is he going to be dead? I was like, he's going to just take it out of his arm, rip the bullet out. I'm fine.
Man,
For some reason, it didn't cross my mind that he was going to maybe die. I don't know.
No, I was so shocked when I heard that news. I was at work. And at the time, I was doing landscaping. It was just me and my boss that would just ride around, mowing lawns. And we were in between lawns. I'm just sitting there scrolling through my phone, and I see it. I'm like, oh, my God. And my boss, who was a huge, huge Red Sox, probably a bigger Red Sox fan than I am,
Wow.
right, like almost shed a tear as he was driving.
Dang.
It was that was messed up.
Oh, yeah.
But
He was in his home, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's not keep the people waiting any longer. Let's get into the actual news of the week.
Absolutely. 2021 Red Sox. Let's talk 2021 Red Sox.
Let's not. I don't want to put myself in that pain. It's not going to be a fun season. All right. I'm mentally getting myself prepared. Like I said, 75 win team. If they go 162, this is a 75 win team.
What's their ceiling? How many wins at the most?
79, no more.
When this offseason is a lot similar to the 2012 going into 2013 offseason.
I've heard people say that. I don't see it. 2013 has star power. This team does not have the star power.
No, probably not. But I really see a lot of similarity to signing Shane Victorino to a one-year deal and then signing Hunter Renfroe to a one-year deal.
I don't see.
They're
I don't
not the
see that
same
comparison.
guy.
No, I don't see that comparison just because Shane Victorino, the fly-in Hawaiian, was just a breed in of itself, which I don't think can be replaced by Hunter Renfroe.
No, I'm not saying that.
Shane Victorino was a beautiful man.
But when people count the Sox out, that's when they get better.
Mm-hmm.
When you doubt the Red Sox, that's when they rise from the ashes. They prove everybody wrong, and I don't think this team's going to be that bad. I'm
not gonna lie. I maybe can see history repeating itself with this being the start of the 03 season. Remember I know you and I were very, very young at the time, so obviously we don't remember. But you remember the Cowboy Up Red Sox, right? Led by Pedro, Damon, Young Ortiz, Manny.
Were those the Dirt Dogs?
No, their big slogan that year was Cowboy Up. That was a Damon thing. Of course it was.
Yeah.
All right, Johnny Damon, I miss that man so much. His just presence with the Red Sox wasn't. Of course, he had to go to the Yankees because that's just all Red Sox center fielders. They end up starting in Red Sox and then go to New York. Just ask JBJ in the matter of like a week.
Ellsbury hurt, but I mean, I'm not mad about that anymore.
That stung. But anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, yeah. So I see this team just like the 03, right? 03 team didn't have any expectations. They were supposed to be like the fourth place team in the East, in the AL East. I have them as the fourth place team in the AL East right now. Mm-hmm. So having them as fourth, they get a little comeback going and they make it to, I believe, the second round of the playoffs. Right? Do I see that happening? Maybe. Like, I can see the comparisons, And then we go out and we sign that star pitcher. Right? You remember who we signed in 04? Kurt Schilling. Mm-hmm. Remember how they signed him in 04?
Not really.
No, wait, I'm sorry, not a signing, but basically he refused a trade to go to the Red Sox, right? He wanted to stay in, I believe it was Arizona.
I'm actually reading about this. I read about that in the Terry Francona book recently. I'm reading that right now. I read all about the Kurt Schilling trade.
Yep. So they showed up at his house on Thanksgiving. I believe it was Francona and either Pedro or Damon. I can't remember. Terry Francona and a player showed up at his house, had Thanksgiving with his family, and then after that night he decided, you know what? I'll come to Boston. Right. And then he had that Dunkin' Donuts commercial where he was just on the side of the road, gets picked up by a truck. He was hitchhiking, and then he's like, "Where are you going?" He's like, "To Boston. I got an 86-year curse to break."
Oh yeah,
beautiful.
He did it. He delivered. But,
honestly, can we really compare Kurt Schilling to maybe Trevor Bauer next year? Is that maybe a thing?
I don't think so.
I mean, because think about it.
You can compare Kurt Schilling to what I think of Kurt Schilling as like he pitched through the bloody sock. I mean,
Yeah.
he's a warrior. So I think of Chris Sale when I think of
But
Kurt Schilling.
here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? With that Red Sox 2004 pitching rotation, the main two guys were Schilling and Pedro, right?
Mhm.
Assuming health, Sale can be our Pedro.
Yeah.
All right. We sign. I can't remember who's on the market or anybody we can trade for 2022. The Trevor Bauer's the first name because we're going to talk about him in a sec. But I mean, he can come in, or some other star pitcher can come in and be that too. And then we have guys like Erod coming up, Garrett Whitlock, who I'm really, really interested to see what his future holds. Tanner Houck, Nick Pivetta, Connor Siebel, any of those guys can bump up into this rotation. Then we got a bunch of guys off the at the pen,
Mm-hmm.
And the 2004 Red Sox had a studded offense, right? Let me look. I believe I might be wrong on this, but I believe
just
they
like
were
the 2020 Red Sox, dude. What did they lead the league? And they led the
Top
American
five.
League in hits.
Yeah, they were top five. They were top five offense. But if
They're
I
a
look,
force to be reckoned with. They're no joke, man.
if I look, will it show me their team? Oh, this isn't team stats, is it? I don't know. Give me a second to look for it. But yeah, they were one of the best offenses, right? We have one of the best offenses. Our defense ain't great, and if we can just get that pitching up, we'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
All right, hold on. Let me go through Kurt Schilling, Pedro, Poppy, Johnny Damon, Manny, Veritek, Mark Bellhorn is a name we forget about.
Love Bellhorn.
Keith Folk, Kevin Millar, I forget about that name. Bronson Arroyo, Orlando Cabrera, and Uke were our top dudes on that team.
You think Kevin Millar just grew a nice beard out and switched the M with a P and he was Kevin Pillar last year?
Maybe. Oh, here. I don't know if I can now see. Maybe. I can maybe see this being like if we get another star-studded guy to be our Kurt Schilling.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of the starters were Wakefield, Derek Lowe, and Bronson Arroyo. And those are very, very good.
We need another guy with cornrows. We got to have some swagger on that mound.
We need Phillips Valdez to get some cornrows. Good.
Yeah.
And then the bench, Keith Folk was your closer, Mike Timlin, Alan Embry, Scott Williamson, and Kurt, how do you say that name? Kurt Liskanek. I don't remember that name now.
Kurt Liskanek, yeah.
Yep. Young Kim was there too, as always. Beautiful.
But what you're saying is you'd want those Sox to trade for another star-studded guy to hop in the rotation and really solidify a spot.
I think we're a Kurt Schilling away from a good playoff team.
Me too. Absolutely. I think
Awesome.
we're a good Kurt Schilling away from a World Series team.
I think we need one more.
Maybe we need bullpen arms, maybe in a closer. I don't even. We have Adam Ottavino.
I think we need one more. We need one more defensive-minded player. If that means signing back JBJ for 2 years to fit that timeline, then that does. But
yeah,
we'll get into that later. But we run along. Trevor Bauer, richest pitcher.
Wait. The thing is, with you saying they're gonna trade for somebody like Kurt Schilling, Heim's not gonna do that. He's not gonna trade for an already established name.
You might be right there. You might be right, but
unfortunately, I think I am. I'd love for it to happen, but
and we got no guys that can develop into a Kurt Schilling within 1 year, unless like Tanner Houck makes a huge upgrade, which I don't see happening. I see him being a great player, but not within the span of a year.
No,
So Trevor Bauer joins the champs and is the richest pitcher in the game right now.
The richest player, right?
Is he the richest player? Yes. He'll be the highest paid player in MLB history in 21, and then again, if he chooses to, in 2022. All I got to say, and it's my only take on the subject, I'm glad he's not a Met. That's about all I got.
I'm totally opposite to you, man. I'm sorry. The complete opposite.
Hey.
I wanted him to go to the Mets so bad.
Yeah, are we?
If Trevor Bauer goes to the Mets, that makes them the Yankees' daddy, doesn't it?
No.
The
It does
Yankees
not.
aren't that good. If
Oh,
they can
the
manage to
Yankees. The Yankees.
if they can- huh?
Did you say the Yankees or the Mets?
I wanted Trevor Bauer to go to the Mets. Did I
Okay.
say Yankees? Sorry. Yeah, I wanted Trevor Bauer to go to the Mets. Very bad.
Ugh.
But when I saw the news, I was really pissed off. I mean,
See, here's my reasoning for being happy. All right. With a guy like Trevor Bauer, all right, it gives Mookie and David Price a better chance to get another ring.
yeah.
And I really like David Price, unlike some people. He had his down year in 2019, but I like David Price. I miss Mookie. Too much. Too soon.
Still feels like he's on the Red Sox.
Where I think it's almost 1 year ago to the day since he was traded. Because I remember when we started this podcast, it was like the week before. Hey, Mookie's gone. And then, hey, let's start a podcast. Hey, Mookie's gone.
Hey, I gotta prepare you for something real quick. You're not gonna want to see it.
Uh-oh. Oh, God, help me.
Isn't that horrible? I still wear it. I don't care.
Tell the Spotify people what you just did.
I happen to be wearing a shirtsy. It has a 2018 World Series champions on the patch. I turn around. It doesn't even say bets on the back. It says Mookie.
He's going to win at least like 3 more rings in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
That's sad.
That's accurate.
Sad
What's
for us.
funny about this shirtsy is I bought it like a week before he got traded. Just a slap in the face to me.
That is a complete slap in the face.
Uh-huh.
But we didn't have to talk too long about Bauer because obviously we don't care that much about Trevor Bauer.
It's just really it's a pain in the ass when you see him go to the Dodgers. I mean, he obviously he wants to be in LA for his social media presence, and it makes sense for him.
Mm-hmm.
He's a SoCal kid. I can't blame him.
Yeah.
He got an absolute Brinks truck of money, but like, I just wanted him to go to the Mets so bad. And that when you get a guy, when you see a team rise from the ashes like the Mets did, that's just like so motivating, and you just want to see them be so good. It's like you want to be part of the come up story. You don't want to be the second come around. You want to be the first to win the World Series. You want to win.
I get that, but what was I gonna say? I don't know. I was just about to say something, and then I completely forgot it.
Probably wasn't Trevor Bauer related, was it?
No, it's not. I'm trying to do 2 things at once. I can't remember stuff. But yeah, with Bauer, it's gonna be weird trying to figure out like how it's supposed to. I don't know. We'll move on. All right. This happens often in episodes. I just completely lose my train of thought.
Oh, it's all right.
Yeah, but we had a trade earlier today that's kind of big, kind of not. Elvis Andrews and Chris Davis swapped for each other.
Not the Orioles, Chris Davis.
Not the Orioles, Chris Davis. The good Chris Davis.
Yeah.
The actually good one. Yeah.
How old is Elvis Andrews? Do you know?
32.
Okay, that's what I thought. I thought he's been around for a minute.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Breaking news, Justin Herbert is your offensive rookie of the year.
Whoa.
In case you were wondering.
Well deserved.
This is the second time in 3 episodes that football content has broke news right during the show. I'm not mad about it, but yeah. So he's rookie of the year, by the way, for anyone watching this who already knows later.
I'd love to see any small market team make a big trade.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Davis pretty dang good last year. Honestly, I like to see them make trades because they're not going to sign guys in the offseason. And
yeah.
But Chris Davis is young, and I don't get the translation of trading a young guy that has more potential versus trading for a guy that's 32.
Davis is 33.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That changes.
So basically, there's
now.
some prospects being swapped in between, but the main parts of the deal is Andrews and $13.5 million go to the A's and Davis goes to the Rangers, which I don't. If I'm looking at it really, I don't see the benefit to either side. I mean, the benefit for the Rangers is you're kind of gaining cap space with that extra $13.5 million. But you were a contending team last year. Chris Davis. Let me look it up just to make sure I'm not BSing anybody. But I believe Chris Davis was actually a big part of that last year.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, hey, they certainly filled the hole at shortstop with Marcus Semien being gone.
Mm-hmm. No, that's without saying. And where did he went to the Blue Jays, right?
Semien, yeah, he went to the Blue Jays.
Actually, Chris Davis wasn't that good last year. He only batted 200 with 2 home runs. But is it really time? Like, let me look at his 2019 because 2018 was bad for everyone. You know, 2019 wasn't that good either. Actually, now I'm looking at it. 2018, Chris Davis was amazing. And then ever since then, it's been down.
What Andrews do last year? It was probably better.
Let me look. And honestly, it kind of makes sense for the. No, it doesn't make sense for the Rangers either. They weren't even close to contention. So why would you give money to someone else? He had this is 2 really crappy players in 2020 get swapped for each other. He batted 194 with 3 homers.
Oh, he's got 1 more homer added to the column.
Yikes. And in 2019 he had a 275. So maybe he can get back up to 20 but with him being 32 now, I don't see it.
Maybe this is just one of those trades that benefits both teams, and they're like,
I don't think it benefits. I think everybody loses here. I think the only positive is the $13.5 million, unless the prospects are good. But I don't know. That's a weird one. I am confused.
I just like to see. I just like to see the A's get helped out. Just warms my heart. Like the Pirates. The Pirates traded with the Yankees for what's his name, Jameson Taillon.
I don't remember.
Yeah, but the Pirates had a pitcher that was pretty dang good, but he couldn't. He had some real issues. He couldn't make many starts, but they got like 5 prospects out of him from the Yankees. I was like, you know what? That's not a bad deal. You got 5 prospects. It's not like what are Pirates fans hoping for? You sign Trevor Bauer? It's not going to happen.
So we got more breaking news from the NFL. We got somebody added to the Hall of Fame.
Oh.
Raider legend.
Charles Woodson.
Charles Woodson is now in the Hall of Fame.
Oh.
Defensive Rookie of the Year. It's Chase Young. Obviously.
Absolutely. That was a no-brainer right there.
I'm surprised.
I'd love to see Charles Woodson get in the Hall.
Yeah, he's going. We get to see it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, hopefully MVP will break before we end the episode, because I don't have a lot of other topics. So this episode is going to end soon, but I don't know. This is about 40 minutes long. I'm surprised Zoom hasn't kicked me out yet.
Yeah. Good luck. I mean, is that universal or because it didn't do it for my last podcast?
It for the first couple it won't, and then once you get in, like my one with the Gone Bridge Boys, it kicked me out after 40 minutes, and I'm like, but now this
one's asking for money at that point.
I'm very confused, but I'm not complaining. So
hopefully the NFL just drops a bomb and names Tom Brady MVP over Aaron Rodgers because he beat him.
That would be a straight shot to the nuts.
Does that jinx the Bucks in the Super Bowl?
Maybe. I don't know. Aaron Rodgers is going to be MVP. Defensive Player of the Year. I don't know. My friend is giving me updates as he's watching. Oh my God! Just tell me the damn name. He likes to build up for suspense.
I don't blame him.
I'll get back to that. But I
got a question.
Yeah.
Who do you think will lead the Red Sox in home runs next year?
I see JD having not a 2018 season, but close to.
Okay.
All right. I think Aaron Donald is the Defensive Player of the Year, by the way.
Wow.
Yep, Aaron Donald, Defensive Player of the Year for the third time.
A lot of trophies for the Rams.
Well deserved. I mean, they don't have the one that matters, you know.
But I wouldn't be surprised if Bobby Dahlbeck posted like 35. He just
Honestly,
loves to hit homers.
I wouldn't either, but let's be honest. If he's posting 35 home runs, he's getting at least 112 strikeouts.
Yeah. I mean, if Pete Alonso and Aaron Judge can hit 50 home runs, why can't Bobby Dahlbeck hit 40?
Because he's not up there yet.
Yeah, those are kind of generational talents, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Those Pete Alonso, I wouldn't call it generational talent, but he's definitely, you know. I just don't know if Bobby Dahlbeck can make that jump within his second year. New member of the Hall of Fame. Retired early. Lion. Great.
Calvin Johnson.
Calvin Johnson.
Boom.
My dude. That one.
Getting the
Those two.
recognition he deserves.
Those two are kind of obvious. All right. I need
Yeah.
Richard Seymour in the Hall of Fame just because it's Richard Seymour.
Mm-hmm.
That man. He's. Yeah. Hopefully we'll hear that later. But let's get into the remaining free agents. Now, there are quite a few obviously left, but I'm just gonna put out a couple names that could maybe go somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And if you hear a name that you like, let me know where you think they're gonna go. All right,
Okay.
First with catchers, Yadier Molina. Now, older guy, I don't know if he finds a home.
Yeah.
You know, that's kind of sad to think. First base, Mitch Moreland. I want to see him back with the Red Sox, but I don't know if they can afford to have another one like.
If the National League gets universal DH, then people will hop all over Mitch Moreland.
It's not looking like it's going to happen.
Yeah, it's not.
For second base, Brad Miller and Jonathan VR. Jonathan VR will find a home. That's obvious. You know.
I think Brad Miller will too. He's solid.
Yes. Do you see any place where those guys can go that maybe need a second baseman?
Molina. Oh, for Brad Miller and Jonathan VR.
Yes.
Maybe need a second baseman. The Brewers just signed Colton Wong. I really hoped that he went to the Red Sox.
Yeah,
Took him off the
I would have loved that.
I mean, any team can take second baseman and turn them into utilities, I guess.
Yeah.
But if anyone needs a second baseman, the Orioles, the Blue Jay. Who's the Blue Jays second baseman?
Bo Bichette?
He plays short. I'm
Bo
pretty
Bichette.
sure.
Cavan Biggio.
Yeah, that's right. Let me think.
I don't
Rocky.
know, but we'll move on. With third base, Justin Turner is obviously the biggest guy there.
Mm-hmm.
Marwin Gonzalez, maybe, but
I'd love to see Justin Turner and Yadier Molina go back to the Dodgers and the Cardinals.
But did the Dodgers sign a third baseman?
I don't think so.
I just don't think with them giving Bauer that much money, it's the Dodgers. What am I saying? They obviously have money.
Yeah, I think Justin Turner will definitely take a hometown discount to stay in LA.
Mm-hmm. Outfielders, JBJ, which he's looking like he's going to go to the Mets, and that kills me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if it gives him a better chance to win, I'm all for it.
Why do the Red Sox keep saying they're in talks with JBJ?
They're really not. They say that's a safe face.
Yeah,
You know,
make it seem like there was an argument for him to stay. He won.
Yeah.
He after the end of the season took his laps around Fenway. It was his last time.
he wanted out.
I'd like to see JBJ on the Phillies.
I see that. Dombrowski really just buying straight in and getting everyone he can. It's obviously why they signed JT Realmuto back. Now you kind of brought back the band. Give it one more year in their World Series team.
Yeah.
That's how Dombrowski works. He's like, farm system be damned, I'm winning, and then I'm leaving. And someone else can pick up my mess.
You're going to be really happy with me for a year, and then you're going to dump me in year 2, just like how all my relationships go.
I wish my relationships made it to year 2, but we're not going to talk about that.
Oh, you got some potential, though, right?
Well, that's enough. That's enough.
Keep it off the record.
Yes. So, we're just talking about with Dombrowski, we liked him for a year, and then 2019, it was like, we'll tolerate you if you can keep this core together, and then he's just like, well, see ya.
Yeah,
And that was
he did what he was supposed to.
That was a weird year. But Brett Garner is still available, which I don't see with the money they paid DJ.
Uh-huh.
I don't see him going back to the Yankees. Puig's still out there. Shin-Soo Choo, it's a good name. Josh Reddick. Those guys are available. But I don't really know. Anybody can use a outfielder. Red Sox can use one.
I think Yasiel Puig definitely won't get signed.
Mm-hmm.
Stay away from him.
Mm-hmm. I still want the Red Sox to sign him.
You do?
Power bat that's not afraid to throw some hands.
Oh, I mean, I love Yasiel Puig. I want to see him in the majors on any team. If he went to the Red Sox, that'd be great.
Yeah. Are you a WWE guy by chance?
Not really, but I'm a Jared Carrabis fan, so like whenever he talks about WWE, I'm listening, I guess.
Man, I see Yasiel Puig as someone who can come in, right? He's going to play. He's going to be a pinch hitter 1 out of every 2 or 3 games to try and get a home run. And then when your team gets in a fight, he's going to be the first guy to go out and throw a clothesline.
Oh yeah, he's like when players. He's the enforcer in hockey. He's the big defenseman.
It's literally like, yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, Mom.
You need a guy like that.
I don't care about the Walter Payton Man of the Year. That has nothing to do with actual football.
Wait, no, actually, who was that?
He's telling me, but very slow.
Oh, I'm interested in that.
Starting pitchers, James Paxton and Jake Odorizzi. Jake Arrieta is another name. Julio Teheran. Homer Bailey.
Put a stamp on the offseason and sign Jake Odorizzi, please.
Honestly, that would just be the final piece.
Please. That would pump me up so hard.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would be ready. Like, when do pitchers and catchers report? I mean, I'd be so pumped for that.
Yep. And then for relievers, Trevor Rosenthal, Shane Green, and Mark McClellan. Mark Clink. Yeah, I already said that. Are the biggest guys, with Ken Giles being a big guy, even though he's going to be injured for all of next year.
I feel like all those guys that you just named are going to find homes.
And Brandon Workman, who we can maybe use back here. Like, it's not even a joke.
There's
and
some rumors out there that will come back.
And, former Red Sox player Colin McHugh.
I mean, he should go in the Red Sox Hall of Fame. What a season.
Yeah. Oh,
did he see the mound?
I'm gonna sign with the Red Sox. Oh, it's a week late. Oh, I'm gonna opt out. Oh.
He opted out of the season. That's what happened.
Yep, he opted out, so we never got to see him. We could have used him.
I mean, yeah, he probably didn't want to embarrass himself like all the other guys.
A dude named Mike Kickham hit the mound for the Red Sox last year. I would have gladly liked Colin McHugh. Zach Godley touched the mound for the Red Sox last year.
I mean, Kickham was so bad, but I loved seeing those Goldilocks flow.
Yes, and he had one game where he had 8 strikeouts in under 5 innings.
Really?
Yes, it was an amazing game where all of a sudden. I
probably saw that. That's why I remember watching him, because I probably saw 2 of his starts.
Yeah, it was in like the last 5 games of the season, somewhere around there.
Totally saw it.
Yeah, it was a beautiful. And then we had Robert Stock, Robinson Lair, Andrew Triggs.
Triggs.
It was like, are you a big basketball fan?
Yeah.
It's like the 2019 Lakers. It wasn't a great team, but it was just a meme.
Yeah. I loved watching Lance make him dance.
Yes.
The highlight.
All right, JaVale McGee actually got out of his meme ways, but
I like the 2019 Lakers more than I like the 2020 Lakers.
honestly, they were just more fun.
So much fun.
You know what team was really fun to watch, even though I'm a Celtics fan? 2019 Nets.
Nets? Oh, yeah, I like that team too.
Oh, that team was awesome.
But I'm afraid to admit it because I am a Celtics fan too, and
Mhm.
we don't like the Nets.
Yes. So, with that being said, I have run out of subjects. One thing that I want you to come up with really quick is something that you liked from the past week. Something that, we're not really, there's a lot of negatives in the world.
Yeah.
And we had Ari's takes, and I'm trying not to copy Ari's takes, but I want to do something that you found very positive or something that you really like to happen in the world. It's just the one rule is it can't be baseball related. It could be about any other sport, anything like that. But
Can it be life related?
it can be anything. It's just not baseball.
It's a great week to do this podcast, and you asked me that question because my stepdad's dad's birthday was 3 days ago. Celebrated his 86th birthday.
Wow.
It was awesome. Aunt Eleanor, my stepdad's mom, she made some amazing key lime pie. We celebrated great. We got some Rooster's wings. It was awesome. And guess what else? My stepdad's birthday was yesterday.
Oh,
So you love to see it.
a lot of celebrating in the family. And
Mhm.
I could really use some key lime pie right now. Thanks.
I don't, for some reason I stay away from pie, but I was like, no thanks on the pie, but she put it in front of my plate. She put it in front of my face anyways, and I ate it, and I was so glad that she did it.
Yes. For me, I'm going to stick with the sports world because I didn't talk about this on my last episode. We got NCAA football back.
Yeah.
And that is, I can just imagine, and I damn well hope this is a thing. All right, listen to this. 100-man online franchise or online dynasty. Think about how amazing that could be. The potential of that, where you literally can get like 120 people and each pick a D1 school and have to not only compete with everybody, but also like go for recruits and do all that with somebody that's not the AI. That would be so insane.
That'd be so much fun. Make it stretch the entire college football season.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Man, that would be – I'd be so down for that. It'd be so hard to manage if you were like the leader of that, but
that'd be difficult.
I'd be so down for it.
Yeah, it's just no one wants to finish in the bottom 10. So
Mhm.
much competition there.
All right, if you're taking a team, what team are you rolling with right at the start?
College football?
Yeah. You need to pick a team to start a dynasty with. Which team are you picking?
Georgia Bulldogs.
Yikes.
I'm getting my star running backs, and I'm grounding and pounding it.
Mm-hmm. For me, I'm taking the BC Eagles.
BC Eagles, okay.
And
develop the next Matt Ryan.
yeah. And some football news. Offensive Player of the Year goes to Derrick Henry.
Whoa. Did he win that last year?
I don't remember last year, but Drew Pearson is now in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, he had a huge afro.
Yes.
Good guy.
So, Derrick Henry, Offensive Player of the Year. Does that mean he wins MVP? I've heard some takes saying that if he doesn't win MVP, they should just name it the Most Valuable Quarterback Award.
Seriously.
If there was any year for a running back to win MVP, it was this. But honestly, I think Aaron Rodgers had a better year.
Yeah, I think Derrick Henry had a better year last season.
Mm-hmm.
Probably just because he shut down my Patriots. But
yeah, and this was the time. What was I going to say? This was the time for Russell Wilson to win an MVP. He had it locked up through 8 weeks, and then just fell off.
He was the guy, but he's not.
And Josh Allen was second.
It's Aaron Rodgers MVP.
It's Aaron Rodgers MVP, which he deserves it. He had a great season all around. Yeah, but with that being said, that's all I got. I had no DMs for this week because I may or may not have forgotten. And Phil's, we're not going to talk about it.
Soxtonian fans, bring in the DMs for the Pesky podcast if I come back.
Exactly. So, with that being said, once again, Follow the Soxtonian podcast on Spotify, iTunes, wherever you get your podcast, apparently besides YouTube. To my fans.
Hey, could be in the works.
Could be in the works. All right, you got anything else to say to the people before we sign off?
Follow my Instagram. It's Soxtonian. You can follow me on Twitter, Kelsey Miranda 23, and I also have a website. I write blogs. I got some really entertaining stuff on there. Ranked my favorite MLB ballparks. So that was a good segment.
Nice.
But hey, thanks to you for having me on the podcast. This is a lot of fun.
And maybe sometime I'll come on yours and get some of my fans to go over there and give that a listen.
Absolutely, dude. I'd love to have you on.
And plus, I'm gonna need you if you're into writing. I'm gonna need you as a writer for my website because I've been lackadaisical with that. I'm not the greatest writer, but I have a very good editor. So
hey, maybe I could ghostwrite for you. I have a problem doing that.
Yeah, no, I'll make sure you get your name out there. But with that being said, to the fans, thank you guys so much for watching. As every week, it does mean the world to me. Hope you guys do have an amazing rest of your Sunday if you are watching the premiere to this. With that being said, God bless you guys. We'll see you guys next time.
See you guys.
I have a dream, that's all I need. I'll make it happen with some work and belief. Know what I want, so I'll take it on. I'll make mistakes, but mistakes make you strong. Let's break it down for a minute. I want the crown, I'm gon' get it. You hear me loud, man, I'm winning. Yeah, Charlie Sheen will be grinning. These ladies know that I'm sinning, and this is just the beginning. I'm closing in the night inning. There ain't no point in resisting. Living life like a dream, live it right, that's the thing. Every night got a team, I've been tied to the scene. Out on stage, here on screen. Okay, it's a dream, and I pray as a team. One day it'll be me. If I want it, then I get it. Head down, don't regret it. Push myself to the limit. If I play it, then I win it. I'm just saying, I'm just living for today. For a minute, I don't stay, I just visit. Have no shame, I admit it. Looking right at me to see if I succeed, to see if I believe. They're looking up to me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. Swear to God, man, I'ma make it soon. Silence all the haters as they see us making moves. I do what I want, so I got nothing to prove. Staying motivated, teaching others what to do. I'm staying focused, my mind is open. They start to notice that I'm in motion. There is no potion, you're not just chosen. It takes devotion to stay composed, man. Never stop, there ain't no time to fall. Try to live, get it all, you got one life to pop. Thinking big, never small, cause you gotta want it all. When you finally get that call, you get ready, take it on. Need a hand out, I already stand out. Starting to advance now, ready to expand now. You don't have a chance now, cause we're in demand now. Make it by the grand now, feeling in command now. They're looking right at me to see if I succeed, to see if I believe. They're looking up to me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me.